Okay, I had some fun today. I made a bunch of bodkin arrowheads, and one attempt at a broadhead. I ran out of propane. I put it outside. I made tongs. Like a little pair of tongs. They do work, but they are a little bit wimpy. But for little things, and you're just grabbing a little thing, you're not like grabbing a 2 pound piece of steel. Yeah, it works pretty well. Anyhow, I want to show you my bodkins because they're kind of cool actually. So I only have like arrows that I've already made or some shafts that I already had. I need better shafts, and I think that probably most of these are going to break. But we'll see. This one has already been kind of started to like split, but I think it's a pretty chunky shaft. So this is I'll start with the small ones. They're really small. Like, what's funny is that this shaft is like really well sized for just like the regular shit that I shoot, like a 40-pound bow, and like I usually have them pretty long. Yeah, so this one I just have like that little plastic bit on the end, and I'm attempting to experiment with more things. So this one actually has rubber cement in the back, and I don't know like what I feel about rubber cement, but I have found that such as hot glue and felt, if you have hot glue and you just like stick it with something, it can just like peel right off. But if you do like hot glue and felt, then it like the felt um, melts, so the plastic melts onto the thing, and the hot glue sticks to the. Anyhow, you get it. So the idea is to have glue with a substrate, so you have three materials that are gluing together, and yeah. So there's a little bit of a little jute that's sticking out. So it's just rubber cement with jute, plastic, bamboo, and then this is some hemp, and it rubber cement doesn't like dry very quick, so I just did like that, and then I just kind of like rubbed it with my hands for a bit. It still feels a little bit wet, and then put a thinner thread through like on top of it just to kind of keep everything together. Very thin. I don't know why I'm telling you all about this. I'm just talking. This is a very thin shaft, but here's my bodkin, and also I did the substrate kind of thing here too, because it is like oversized a little bit. Really hard to see here, but yeah, it's pretty oversized. But it's I was just kind of like fooling around and kind of just tossing these around like darts, and the heads kind of stay in there pretty well because it is like it's a long taper, so you can just kind of put it in there pretty hard, and it's not like a short taper like this. This is just like a very short taper, but if you have like a long taper like this, then it really does stick in there pretty well. So yeah, this is a bodkin. Yep. This is like a long plate cutter style. I'm just so. These have really turned out pretty well. And I could do a few more things. Like I could, what they were doing, watching other people do bodkins and stuff, is they do the socket, and I guess they do agree that the socket might be the best way to do it, even though it's the most fragile bit. And then I think what they did was they had a square section, and then they worked it diagonally. Like they worked on the diagonals, and all I've been doing, and I think this is probably a weak part of my arrowheads, is that I'm just doing this and then kind of tapering it down. I think this is one of the first ones I did, and I just like straightened it up today. Yeah, so I'm gonna be very sad when I lose these arrowheads. But yeah, I think they did like the, so it looks so much cooler when they make that, because it's that has a little square, and then there were the diagonals, and mine is just like a single little very cheap socketed arrowhead. And I do want to try doing like Saxon style tanged arrowheads, and I'm not really sure. I think that it won't be too bad, because I was working on masonry nails today, because I got these masonry nails, and I looked on the package, says that they are hardened and tempered, and they're usually like warped. So that does tell me that it like yeah, it is hardened and tempered. But I was using that, and I was working it, and it did. It wasn't too hard to do like a very small thing. It's just that working with heavier big things keep heat longer, and scale is less an issue when you're working such a big thing, because if you have like a tenth of a millimeter little bit of scale on a 2 pound piece of steel, it's like a 0.01% mass loss. Where if you're working on a little thing, you get scale off of that, then it's like a 1% mass loss. So yeah, scale. Anyhow, this is the oof. This one is so wimpy. Oh, but I don't have any. I don't have any like organic shafts right now. I have some carbon ones, but I'm not going to use carbon. Yeah, so this one is just. This one actually had a notch already cut into it, and it's kind of straight, not really straight. Who cares? This is just like, I just want to kind of see how they fly and see how they flex with these really heavy tips, because I'm going to be really concerned with dynamic spine, pushing all of this weight. I imagine that they might even just like snap, like right in front of the bow. It's so skinny. This would be such a good bow. The arrow too. But anyhow, just this, and just reinforce this with some regular thread, regular stuff, rubber cement again, just trying that out, and then more substrate with rubber cement. And I think, this one might have been rubber or hot glue. Yeah, this one is hot glue. So, and this is a broadhead, if it's not clear. Yeah, and it's not. I tried to sharpen it, and this is not happening. I've been really rooting for mild steel stuff, but just not happening. And this one, what is this one? Oh, this is my second. This actually might be one of my favorites now. This one was a real. There's a fucking mosquito in here somewhere. This one was a real pain in the ass. And I think it turned out okay. So this one is really long. Not quite my longest. Oh, it's actually the same size. It's shorter than the broadhead. But this one was really turning out really well. I was really stoked on this one. And then I tried to put in the shoulder here, right here, because the historical examples have shoulders, usually. And I was putting them on, I was putting the shoulders in these, on these, just to, for the historical examples, even though I'm missing I should be working on the diagonals, but whatever. And it really got pretty rough, and then I had to straighten out everything, and I was very disappointed that they were going so well, and then I just hit this, hit the shoulders, and it kind of fucked everything up. But anyhow, yeah, this one turned out really good. They look cool. They look fucking gnarly. So cool. And this one is my favorite one. Really stoked on this one. This is the first one. And this is like the needle bodkin, and this is really sharp. And I think this one is the one that I made out of, pretty sure this is the one that I made out of a butter knife. Yeah. And this one's sharp. I've been chucking it around, dropping it on stuff because it sticks into the ground and everything. This one's really cool. Yeah. I should give one of these to Brian. Yeah, because I give him a bow, so I'll find one of these that flies pretty well and give him to Brian. Give him a nice needle bodkin. And I should put some Johnson wax on this stuff. Anyhow, so these are relatively the same length, but not even close to the same spine. Oh, this one's way, way off in the spine, or the length department. But I think it'll be mostly okay, because they're pretty, both of these are pretty chunky arrows. These ones are just, I don't know. I got nothing to say here. I'm just I'm excited. I made something. I want to play with them. Dark. Throw it into the wall, which I could do. I made the walls, so. Fucking mosquitoes. Okay. Okay.